some of the top wrestlers in the United States and the world. And that's what we're talking about, wrestling. And thank you for calling. You're on AM Philadelphia. What's your question? Go ahead, please. You're on the air.
Pardon me?
Yes, go ahead with your question for our wrestlers.
Yes, I have a question for Ric Flair. I've been watching the wrestling on CBS lately, and for the last 2 weeks or so, he's been running from Magnum TA. He comes out, he shoots off his mouth. He's a great wrestler, a great competitor, and we all know that. But about 4 or 5 times maybe in the last 2 weeks, comes out around the arena talking about Magnum TA, but he doesn't put up or shut up. He keeps pushing around Magnum, but he doesn't give him a chance. And when he finally got his chance in the ring, he wouldn't even let him in the ring. And he attacked the man before he got in the ring.
Okay, what's the story here, Rick?
Did I make my point or not? I'm the world heavyweight wrestling champion. I make a lot of money by traveling from different cities throughout the country. The promotions guarantee me X number of dollars plus a percentage of the gate. And I don't have anything to gain by wrestling Magnum TA in a television studio in Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm only going to make $500 when I can wrestle him here in Philadelphia and make $5,000. He'll have his shot June 12th. If you think that he's a better wrestler than I am, or you think that he's a more qualified athlete or a more qualified person to be called the world champion, you come down to the Civic Center June 12th, and I'll show you why, like I've told you on WTBS, that I'm the greatest wrestler alive today. I'm glad to see that you're a wrestling enthusiast, but you're wrong. You think Magnum TA is a better man than Ric Flair.
Okay, I heard when you said that, with all due respect, when you said you were the greatest wrestler alive, I heard some out here. Was that you? I'll protect you.
It might have been, because I personally think Bruno Sammartino is the greatest and the best.
Really?
Okay. I mean, I think you're great. I really do.
I wouldn't be qualified to, I've never seen him wrestle in person.
Do you ever think he
retired.
would have a chance?
Is he still wrestling?
He's around, I'm sure. He doesn't run.
I say, is he still wrestling?
He doesn't have to.
I thought he'd been retired.
He might be retired for a while, but he would wrestle, I'm sure.
Okay, well, hey, I'm available through the National Wrestling Alliance. If Bruno Sammartino wants to wrestle Ric Flair, if you think that that's a match that people would pay to see here in Philadelphia, you got the money, honey. I got the time.
Okay. Okay, then, Larry, get in on this, will you?
Let me say something, because I have to agree with Rick. You know, I'm the one that retired Bruno Sammartino 4 years ago.
Oh, no, you did
and
not.
if Bruno Sammartino ever came back and wrestled me today, or Ric Flair, the NWA World Champion, he would meet the same end he met with me 4 years ago.
Bruno taught you everything you know, almost.
Yeah, and I used it against him and put him out of business.
You didn't put him out of business.
I don't know where you've been, lady.
He could take you with one arm. I've been right here, sir. And he could take you with one arm.
As a matter of fact, if you don't believe me, you can ask this twerp here. He was the referee.
He's not a twerp number one. I'd like to see him take you on.
Tell her who would
between the two of you. Come on, Dick, let him have it now.
What do you think about this, Dick?
I mean, forget the word twerp. Well, look at you. There's not much difference in that face and mine, though.
Is this lovely young lady here in the audience right? Did Bruno teach Larry everything he knows?
Bruno spent more time away from his family teaching this guy how to wrestle. Yeah. How to be a gentleman and how to be a man.
Will any of you wrestle Hulk Hogan?
Okay. Hulk Hogan, who's getting an awful lot of press these days. Somebody in the audience asks about a challenge. Are you all up for the Hulk, or is it's a different wrestling fraternity?
To tell you the truth, I don't think the Hulk would wrestle any one of us.
Tell me why.
Well, because, you're looking at three very, very tough athletes. And I think in Hulk Hogan, you got a big, tough man who is not the wrestler that any of the three of us are. So I think it's safe to assume that Hulk Hogan's going to run around saying how tough he is, but he's not going to wrestle a Ric Flair, Larry Zbyszko, or a Tully Blanchard because he would no longer be the heavyweight champion of the WWF.
Well, because I know that Bruno Sammartino, for one thing, taught him everything he knows.
That's why I'm so good.
Well, what you did to him with that chair in the ring, I don't think it's wrestling.
What?
That's not wrestling. What you did to Sammartino, hitting him on the head with a chair.
Okay, Dick, were you close to that match? I mean, would you by any chance have been the ref of that particular match?
I did a couple of those, and the man's correct. This guy pulls every dirty trick in the book.
Does he really?
He's good. I'm not taking that away from him. He's a tremendous wrestler. I mean, Bruno taught him everything he knows. And he sort of fought Bruno as Bruno was getting a little over the hill.
Okay. Let me, if I can, go cross the dais, find out the toughest match thus far in your career. Rick, yours is what?
November 25th, 1983. Harley race. Bloomington, North Carolina.
Tully?
Probably Wahoo McDaniels. I've had the most brutal battles, either him or Dusty Rhodes.
Baby Doll, when's the point where you thought, boy, Tully's going to get hurt on this one?
When I was at the top of the Greensboro Coliseum in the cage, and he lost the NWA World Television title for the first time, and there was nothing I could do about it. That was the worst feeling I had.
What about the barbed wire?
Well, we'll see on the 12th.
It's gruesome.
You're bringing barbed wire to Philadelphia.
You know, they put barbed wire around the ropes, and nobody can get in and nobody can get out. You can't touch it.
Dick, what do you think about this?
Well, I'll tell you, that was the only place I was safe from Baby Doll. I was inside of the cage the last match, and believe me, Baby Doll doesn't take any fooling around. We were working a match in Trenton, and I was checking Tully out, and I noticed she had studs on her gloves. So I said, you better let me check those as long as you're going to be that close to the ring. And when I did, boy, she let me have it, drove me about 5 feet backwards. When I did the cage match, I said, at least I'm safe from Baby Doll.
Okay. Larry, your toughest match thus far. Was it Bruno?
Yeah, well, yeah, it definitely was, Bruno Sammartino. He was the toughest match that I had was when I retired him in 1981.
Okay. Well, there you have it. June 12th, they're going to be at the Civic Center. We thank him for being on AM Philadelphia today. Nature Boy, Ric Flair, Tully Blanchard and Baby Doll, Dick Woerhle, Larry Zbyszko. Thank you all. Let's go back to Head House Square and Elizabeth Scott.